All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. This is your girl, Shantanique Langston, better known as Neek Speaks. I'm your personal and professional relationship coach. Um, and tonight we're not ending Candid Conversations, but we are ending the preview of the Men's and Women's Summit with our final segment with my girl, Darcell, better known as Darcy. And I have a backstory to this. I'm excited about this episode for real, for real. This one because Darcy and I went to high school.
Yep.
Okay, we were in the same homeroom, I think. It
Yep.
was our senior year,
Yep.
and we had a ninth grade history class that we had to take
Yes. Yes.
in order to graduate.
Yes. We did. I forgot all about that ninth grade history class. My goodness.
All right. Oh my gosh. That history teacher was the bomb. He was the bomb. I
Yeah.
wish
Yeah,
I
he
knew
was.
where he was today.
He was.
Yeah. He would be laughing right now. Wow, full circle. Like, right. This is the full circle moment I'm having right
Exactly.
now.
For real. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited to have her. She is a new speaker, part of the Men's and Women's Summit, and I'm hoping to have her for one of my conferences in person in the near future. So y'all have to make sure y'all tap in tonight. Y'all watching the replay, you make sure you listen in because tonight we're talking about how to overcome emotional eating. Yes, we talk about relationships, but a lot of us don't talk about the relationship with our emotions and how that is tied with overeating and other things when it comes to our fitness and what overall well-being. And so tonight, Darcy is going to be speaking on that and helping you understand how you can overcome this area because this is something that I have overcome in the past year and a half, and it's been a struggle for
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and give it over to Darcy. You can go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So my name is Darcy. I'm a personal trainer here in Houston. I actually just recently opened my own facility last January. So about a little over a year and a half that I've had my own facility. I've been a full-time trainer here in Houston the last 5 years, and I've been training for the last 10 years. So I specialize in helping women specifically on their fitness journey because it can be especially hard for women to feel comfortable in the gym, feel comfortable with a trainer, and just really be able to work on themselves and just work on getting to that next level. So that's what I do. That's what I've been doing the last 5 years since I've been here in Houston, doing it full time. And one of the first things that I do with my clients always, like the moment they contact me or they show interest, is to get them on a consultation call and have that conversation. And these conversations is where I pretty much learn what they're struggling with, what they're dealing with, what's been the hardest part on their fitness journey. And because I deal with women completely, I already understand that emotional eating, that stress, a lot of that ties into our overall health and wellness. Like we already know stress in itself is a killer, right? And that's just mentally, is everything. Stress affects you in all type of ways. And then on top of that, you're stress eating. So this is it's a really big issue with women and men as well, but it's a really big issue with women, I feel. And so usually what I tell my clients to do when it comes to stress eating and managing that is the first thing we have to do is manage our stress. Like what's triggering your stress, right? Is it something you can control? Is it something you can't control? Is it work, school, kids, relationships, the economy? You know what I mean? So we kind of have to figure out what's triggering us, what is making you stressed. Is it something you can control, and is it something that you can change in your life to try to reduce that stress factor? A lot of stresses that are in our lives we actually have more control over than we think. So the first step is identifying what is stressing you out. Like what's causing you. If it's a relationship, let it go. If it's something that you can let go to relieve your just to relieve yourself, right? And not put unnecessary stress and pressure on yourself. So if it's something that you can let go, definitely let go. If it's one of those things where you can't necessarily let it go or you can't change it, and there are some things that does stress us out that we can't change, then it boils down to stress management, right? And just knowing how to deal and cope with those situations. And people have different ways of dealing and coping. Me myself personally, I mean, I think everybody should get therapy. So, if that's in your budget, if that's something that you can work with, that's definitely something that'll help you with your stress and how you're coping. Some people do different things. They pick up hobbies, try to take time to yourself, set aside time if you have a relationship with God to pray and really just get down to what is bothering you and putting you in that bad headspace, right? Some people find hobbies, they do stuff, but they have to take time to themselves. Maybe it's your family or your work environment. You just need to be alone for a little while. So just trying to figure out what works for you. Different things work for different people. You might have to try a few things to just figure out how you can manage your stress and get those cortisol levels down. Right. And then once you can learn how to manage your stress, then we can stop stress eating so much. Right. So everything just kind of boils down to identifying what's stressing you out. What can I do about it? Is there anything I can do about it? And then moving forward, how can I manage it? How can I make good decisions? How can I prioritize myself? And it could be hard to prioritize yourself, especially if you have kids, you have people that depend on you, you have family, work, all these different things going on. But we have to actually take time to prioritize ourselves sometimes. And I'm guilty of it too because I'm a business owner. So my business is like always my top priority. It's like business, clients, this, that, and the other. And I'll put myself completely on the back burner because I'm trying to show up and be there for everybody else. But we have to sometimes take a step back and prioritize ourselves. And I know it's hard because it's hard for me as well. But when it comes to that stress that's eating you up and having you all out of whack and making bad decisions, we have to just learn how to manage our stress a little bit better and figure out what's triggering you, like what's putting you in that bad headspace, and then just trying different things to figure out how we can manage it.
Listen, she just gave y'all a taste of what she's going to be sharing at the summit. Y'all have to come, okay? This is so spot on because of the things that I shared in my last segment with Deanne. And so we were talking about overcoming generational or sexual trauma and childhood trauma. And a lot of people are dealing with that childhood stuff. And I know that overeating is a part of that. And so you just gave us the importance of identifying. And that's the theme of our summit is identifying the change within. And so meaning that we're going a little bit deeper in order for us to make those changes and create strategy. You said stress management. That's a strategy. Okay, so
Right.
that I can control what is in my control is what you
Right.
said.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing is identifying. Once you can identify the stress, because that's what I had to do.
Yep.
And when you were talking, I was like, I've been doing these things. Thank you, Lord. Okay, I'm on the right track. All right, I'm in it to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's important to manage your stress. You shouldn't allow your stress to overtake you.
Right.
And we're so used to that. We're so used
Mm-hmm.
to being on that hamster wheel. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And put yourself on a back burner. Because again, as a business owner too, and I have a 9 to 5 as a teacher, Lord Jesus, everything, all other things gotta be done. And
Right.
I said I was not taking work home this year. I meant that.
Good for
You
you.
know, I'm like, no. Now this is the beginning of the school year. It's ghetto. Yeah, I gotta take it home right now. But but majority of the things, the tasks that I have to do is done at work.
Yeah.
Like I
I did
had
that.
to like stop all that.
And we also have to learn how to set boundaries. Like I'm the worst with
Yeah.
boundaries. We want to be
Okay.
so available to people. We want things to be convenient. And so we're like stretching ourselves thin and not really setting boundaries with people and even with your own family, right? We want to show up for our family and somebody asks you to do something. Yeah, girl, I got you. Knowing you ain't got time, you ain't got money. And so we stretching ourselves thin and stressing ourselves out trying to do things when it's okay to say, I don't have the capacity to do that
Yes. Come
love to be
on.
there for you, but I need to be there for myself. And so, I mean, that just kind of goes with prioritizing yourself and learning how to set those boundaries. And it's not easy. It's hard telling people no when you've been so conditioned to be a people pleaser and tell everybody yes. So it can be hard to tell people like, I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, no is no
Yes.
answer. That's a complete sentence. No.
Period. Y'all better listen because that is a topic that I will be covering during the summit is creating healthy boundaries because listen, no has become my best friend in the past year and a half on my healing journey and I don't apologize for it because the people that I'm pouring into, they cannot pour into me.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? So you got to part when you start your eyes are open, you begin to see, wait, who's pouring that same energy into me? None of the people that I'm serving. So what does that mean? You got to
Yep.
put up some boundaries.
Yep.
Okay, put them in a category. But I'm
Yep.
not gonna give y'all no tea. Y'all gotta come to see. You gotta go come and get the gems at the summit. But
Right.
this is spot on because even when it comes to that stress, setting those boundaries is important. When you set the boundaries, then that stress begins to shed off. Now you become a little bit lighter. Now your cup is a little bit more
You'll be
full.
surprised how surprised how much lighter you feel when you start telling people no. You'll be surprised.
Okay, because
You'll be no.
people be like, "Neat, I don't know how you can do that. I wish I can do that." Yes, you can. Say
Yeah.
no.
Hmm.
Just like you say yes, just say no. Like
It's
those people are not gonna be upset. They're gonna have another way to do it. You're
right.
not the only person. Stop being
Right.
Superman, Superwoman.
Right. And it's I mean, and it's definitely it's a hard thing to do, especially, when you're just used to that, but you have to, and even when it comes down to like people trying to prioritize their fitness, like you can't even make it to work out, you can't even make it to the gym because you're too busy doing all this other stuff, not even stuff that you necessarily need to do. Right? You said you don't have time to work out, but if you would set some boundaries and prioritize yourself and the things that's important to you, you actually will have time to work out. Right? It's just not a priority for you because you're not prioritizing yourself, you're prioritizing everybody else. And now you don't get to work out. Now you don't get to, take time to grocery shop or to cook or to do anything because, you know, you putting yourself on the back burner. So we have to learn how to take care of ourselves because we all know you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And you're running yourself raggedy. So learn how to pour into yourself. And you're right. If the people around you not pouring into you, take them to the curb.
For real, because you can't be the only. You shouldn't be the only superhero in your
Right,
circle. Let me
right.
stop. Y'all gotta come to the summit because we got. It's a lot of other things that we're gonna be pouring that social media is not pouring, and that's the truth. Okay, that is the hard truth. Stop living off of hacks on social media and actually get yourself into an environment where you can unlearn some of the behaviors that you keep repeating over and over again so you can become the best version of yourself and not something that's fabricated on social media. Okay? I
Yeah,
just
because
preached. So
a
y'all
lot,
better
a lot of what you see on social media is very fabricated, and you wouldn't even. They fabricated good too. I'm like, ooh, ooh.
because I guarantee you, half them people don't speak to their neighbor next door and they can't tell you nothing about no relationship. I can't. I just can't.
Because
I really
a lot of people they're just living, and it's kind of sad because everybody's just so connected to their phones and so connected to social media. They're not even connected to each other anymore, like in person.
So that is the biggest thing that we're going to cover at the summit is about making connection. Because on my healing journey, I'm grounding, and so we're not connected to the earth, so we don't even know what's happening. We're
Mm-hmm.
not even connected. People who say they're spiritual or that they love God, they're not even connected to Him seriously. Because if you were, you would definitely lean into Him more and follow exactly what he want you to do because a lot of people are following their flesh what they want versus what God wants and what God wants is not what you want, none of
Right,
us. Okay, because
right,
I'm being obedient even in this season and I don't want to be okay, but
right,
I'm listening and being obedient because I know it's better for me. So
right.
when you're when you are not in alignment with him, you're going to be following your flesh and everything
Yeah,
you see on social media but the Lord himself.
yep.
So
And
that's a whole.
it is, and it's hard to do, but it's also one of those things where you have to be intentional with getting close to the spirit, so because sometimes what looks a good thing might not be a God thing. It looked pretty good though, and so you kind of have to really work on getting close with Him in the spirit, so that you can have the discernment to do those things. Because we're just out here willy nilly making decisions, just doing stuff. And I've done it, and then I know every time I do it, I'll be like, oh man. You did it again. I'm like, every time. So, and it just takes time of really getting close with the spirit so that you can be able to make those decisions and know, or be able to take your time to make decisions, not making decisions hastily or doing things out of desperation, like really sitting back and, looking at a situation in its entirety. So that
Yes.
that takes time and patience, though, like a lot of time.
Okay. Because being a business owner, if you, I first of all, I always thought I was a patient person, even as a teenager, growing up, thought I was patient in certain things until I owned a business.
It's
Until
like
this.
it's like the thoughts in my head. It's like I'd be screaming, and then because I'm just like, oh my god. But on the outside, I'm just like, because you have to be so patient. And then it's also, especially when you're in a service based, right? Because you have to be able to
Yes.
be patient with people because you're trying to help them. You want to provide this excellent service. But there are times where you just get really frustrated, and it's just like, you thought you was patient. You thought
Yes.
you were patient. This space is where your patience really, really gets tested. And it's especially, I don't, even as a teacher, I don't even know. I don't even know. Now that's, you got more patience than me, because I be talking to adults sometimes like, girl, is you listening?
I was just talking to my coworker. I said, we are doing everybody's job. We're doing our own job. We are being the parent. We're parenting the parent. Come
Mm-hmm.
on, somebody. Okay, these young parents today, they don't have parents. They don't have nobody helping them on how to raise their kid. Please help me what to do. What to do? Stop having them. That's what can we start right there? But I can't tell you that.
It's too
I'm
late
sorry if
now.
any of the parents from my class, because they love me. This is a joke, but not really. I need
It's a
y'all
joke,
to
but
make
joke, but
this.
I'm for real. Yeah.
Come on, y'all. We gotta be, seek the help. I did talk to a parent today that was, and there was an issue with behavior because he has a twin, and so the twin is in the other class, and so I was talking to her concerning the one in my class. So I was like, well, I'm going to give you this behavior chart for the week, right? And then she kind of told me without telling me that, oh, this will work great at home. So that means that he got problems at home. You're not
Right.
telling me that, but you're telling me that. So
Right.
don't worry, I'm gonna send you some stuff home.
Yeah.
Okay, no, for on Monday. So I think it's important that teachers, and you, if you're a teacher and you're watching this, make sure that you are available for your parents. Your bread and butter is making genuine connections with your parents so that they're on your side and not on your kid's side when the kid is acting out in class. So that you want to make sure that your bread and butter is making that connection with the parents. It is a
Mm-hmm.
job. So y'all continue to pray for educators because there's a lot going on and the stress is very, very ghetto. But at the same
Every
time, too, we
person that
have
I
to.
know, the educator and the teacher, every time school go back, they just be so stressed, and I be like, you poor thing. They be stressed out. They're
Yes.
so happy in the summertime. Then soon as school go back, they be so stressed. I'll be like, ooh, child.
But that goes back to what you said though about prioritizing your stress.
Yeah.
It's gonna anything we do, there's gonna be stressors, but it shouldn't be
Yeah.
to the point where it's toxic that you
Right.
can't handle it.
Right.
So going back to that controlling the stress and the stressors, that's important. And I think that you hit it on the head earlier, head on, in the beginning about identifying that, okay, what can I do to change it? And I thought about something else. You said about making a decision. What decision do I need to make when it comes to that stress? Like what can I do that's possible? And whatever I cannot do, that's what you give over to the Lord and he will make that path like make that crooked path straight for you
Right.
because
Yeah.
people will be people. If you a person like myself, I know that I'm called to heal people in a very unique way. People are drawn to my spirit. I'm a peaceful person. People are drawn to that. I'm a good listener, and that's a blessing and a curse at the same time. So I gotta set up boundaries, but with that, but I've also prayed like, Lord, get this person away. I
Right.
need, like, you can pray and you can get the right words to say, hey, not today.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's where it comes with that whole expressing your emotions. So I want to talk about that too, real quick before we end this conversation. expressing your emotions. That was something that I've been dealing with this past summer. And I've been journaling. I have a trauma coach, and y'all hear about him a lot. His name is David McKellar. He is the first first person to create the mental fitness gym in the world right here in Michigan. And he's going to be on, he's actually my guest speaker for our summit. And he's going to be sharing a lot of information that's going to help you embrace who you are. And as far as your trauma, dealing with that, and open you to a different world when it comes to that mental fitness portion. And dealing with my emotional, or dealing with expressing how I feel, that was cringing me the whole summer. And I'm so glad that I've embraced it
I'm
head on. I had no choice.
actually, I'm actually really looking forward to that because I don't do well with that either. And I don't really know why. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, maybe grow up you just used to suppressing it, you know, or just trying to fly under the radar. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to upset anybody. Or I don't want to ruffle any
Mm-hmm.
feathers. I don't want to come off as this, or I don't want to come off as that. And so I'm the same. Like when it comes to like expressing certain emotions, I'm not the best because it's just like I guess it's an overthinking thing. Like you just don't
Yes.
know what to say, you don't know how to say it, you don't know how it's going to come across, and just instead of just being your authentic self, where for me, I know I'm a lot of times I'm too worried about how other people are going to perceive it. Like if I express this emotion, how is that going to affect this person? Or if I express that
Mm-hmm.
emotion, how is this person going to react? Instead of just being my authentic self and expressing emotions, I'm too worried about what everybody else is going to think. So I'm actually
Yes.
really looking forward to that portion of it.
Yes. Now, I will share this part with you concerning my own journey in journaling and expressing my emotions. The one thing I had to think about is, well, that person is not afraid to express how they feel to you. How come? Why? So if that person's not feeling a way about how they're expressing themselves to you, why are you doing it to yourself? Why are you suppressing it? How does that make you feel? And so you got to
That,
go back to self. We have gone back to like what you just said is we've been
mhm.
suppressing. I have suppressed my feelings on a long time. I mean, since I was a little girl,
Mhm.
shrinking myself. If you got to
Mhm.
shrink for people, get away from them people. Get
Right. And
away.
I think sometimes we are so used to doing it, you don't even know you're doing it. It
Yeah.
almost feels like second nature, and you don't even know you're like, that you're even doing it because you've just been doing it for so long. It just feels normal.
Yes. Yes. I think you're glitching a little bit. Darcy, you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Okay, I see you now. I see you now. So that's something I want you guys to think about is when was the last time you suppressed your feelings for another person? And why are you doing that? Why do you even care about the other person's feelings? Like your feelings matter. For a
Right.
long time, I didn't know my feelings were valid, number one, and I did not know that they mattered. They do. And
Yeah.
if the person you have to communicate with doesn't understand that, then they were not for you in the first place. They were there
Yeah.
just to take from you. And
Right.
these are lessons that we have to learn when we are communicating. So I will be talking about I statements. I statements help you to begin to exercise how to express your feelings. Because
Mm.
again, when you are expressing your feelings, it's not about pointing a finger at them. It's about you, how you are feeling. Because again, they
Yeah.
could be valid, and Andre talks about this. They can be valid, but it may not be accurate as far as like how that person has offended you in a way. So yes,
Mm.
you can feel that. It's okay to feel. We're supposed to do that. And that's something I've learned too, even with the whole trauma I've gone through in my past, and I've been working on that. I've allowed myself to feel all the feels I did not want to feel. But if God did not want us to have feelings, and I said this 2 weeks ago, He would not have given these feelings to us. It's a part of
Right.
our human nature. It's all part
Hmm.
of development. You are a forever. You should be a student. Everybody on this planet, you're on this earth to learn something. If you were not here to learn, you would have been dead a long time ago. But here we are after the pandemic. There's still lessons to be learned, and we have to learn how to be more effective communicators in order for us to embrace healthier relationships. Because every relationship, single, romantic, all of the things, they're all it's all work. Period.
Yeah.
There's nothing you cannot escape it. So there's no hack. You have to be willing to do life or go through life and learn things and learn lessons and mature as you go. And at the summit, you're going to get a lot of things that you can
I can't
benefit
wait. I'm
from.
so excited. I'm excited. I
Yes,
can't wait. I feel like it's
yes.
gonna be
So,
so much. It's gonna be so
oh,
much.
say it again. You're glitching.
Oh, I was saying how excited I was about the summit. It's gonna be so much information we're gonna get from this. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes, you guys should definitely tap in. I do have information under the description of this video that if you guys still want to sign up, sign up. If we still have room for you, you can definitely tap in. Tickets are only $27, and I do not want you guys to miss this because this is a very, very insightful event, and all of the speakers are coming with their A game. They are here to pour into you. Clearly, Darcy, listen, you got gems for days. Okay, you gotta come back. I gotta have you on to do
Yeah.
some things because oh my gosh, I mean, I knew you in high school, for the brief time we were in class together, but to see who you have become today, woman and guy, look at you. I am so proud of you.
Thank you. I
Doing your
appreciate
thing
Thank
all the way in Houston. Listen, I don't know why I kept saying ATL. I don't know why I want to put you in Georgia
I was
so
like,
bad.
oh, okay. And I was like, I don't even know what time zone they're in. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay.
I was like, wait, Houston. I thought, oh shoot, I got the wrong city and state. Okay. But I'm so glad. Listen, why do you think people should attend the summit?
People need to attend this summit because I think it's going to be so much information that we all need. And we all are just trying to grow and live through life, like you said. And you don't know what you don't know. And I think we could all take away something from this summit to help us be better in different areas. Even if you feel like you're really good in a certain area, there's another area that you might be lacking in that you can really get, something from, So I think everybody will be able to get something from this summit. Men, women, everybody will all we're going to be getting so many gems from it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Darcy, for coming on tonight. Where can the people follow you? And women, if there are women who want to connect with you and get services, go ahead, girl. Shameless plug. Plug the
So my Instagram for the gym is GOAL driven _fitness. So that'll be the gym page. All our classes and events will be there. My page on Instagram is Goes by Darcy, DARCI. So you can find me there. Both of those pages on Instagram. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Darcy, DARCI, last name Daniel.
All right, y'all. Well, there y'all have it. Listen, y'all better tap in with us next Saturday. For more information about the summit, you can go to my website under the description below, www.neekspeaks.com. For more information, of course, make sure you follow me on IG, Neek Speaks. I'm everywhere. So follow me there, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and we will see you guys next Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And I will see you guys. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
Have a good one.